So OC United's mission is actually Jay's heart, right? And so there's not a separation of the two. And I wanted us to film right here in Valencia Park. We've hosted community dinners in this park. He was a part of getting a soccer clinic right on the field next to us. He was a part of advocating for safety for our students as they walk these streets from Valencia Park Elementary. Just a couple of blocks away, we did the food distribution during COVID. It was like a year and a half, 2 years. Every Sunday we showed up with food, and it's impossible to separate who we are as an organization from Jay's heart. It's not like, oh, he helped expand it. It literally is his heart, and it's influenced the entire community from those that we serve to those in power, to our police department, to our city council, to our businesses, to our nonprofits. Like at this park, the police would come and join us. And so I just remember at this basketball court right here, he would play a pickup game with kids in the community, a couple of officers, and that's just an example of his heart and how he has literally been instrumental in transforming the city of Fullerton.
During COVID, it was horrible what we witnessed in the community. We were in this park, and he was the first one to show up with a truck full of things, waiting for the people, and the last one to pick up the last piece of trash that we left. In this neighborhood, we have been in different streets, and Franklin Street, my heart was like full of admiration and respect of him, because to see him drive the truck full of boxes of food, and his family with him, and Amy's family, and all of us together. And not because he was the director, he was in the truck waiting for something. No, he was carrying it, talking with the people if he can, always asking, how can I support the community? We used to do in Preacher Street, close and Bly. We call the place the Forgotten Place. And we were every Friday. He was there carrying everything alongside with the team, but he was the one who most smiled, connecting with elderly, with probably a person with under the influence that want to be part, welcoming everybody. It was just him in a full capacity full of love and compassion that I learned. I learned how to connect and to engage with a heart and mind. Yeah.
For me, when I talk about my why, what led me to care about this work and why we do what we do. As I shared with you, I come from a faith background. I've served as a pastor for 30 years in a couple of churches, and so my why is honestly, as I've evaluated, I'm trying to think through, it's like, for me, it's because I believe God's heart is a heart of compassion that cares for the most vulnerable in our community. When you look at the scriptures, it talks from the front of the book to the back of the book about God's heart for the widows and the orphans, the immigrants and the poor. And then he invites his people to care about those things and to be transformed by caring about those things. So he invites us to go in and get our own hearts broken, because the history of mankind is we have no problem hurting each other and mistreating each other. Even people who have experienced great injustice and finally get outside of that, then they turn around and sometimes inflict pain and brokenness on others. And so we want to be a part of a healing community, because I believe that reflects God's heart of compassion, and that is my why. And I tell people that, and I understand everybody has their motivations, but for me, that's my motivation. That's what brings me to work every day. That helps us to open our eyes as we look at our community and we see places of brokenness and need, and places of beauty, and we just get invited in, and we come, as I said, and introduce healing, restorative community and relationships, and then we watch that play out, and in beautiful ways of transformation.
So I think Jay, I've worked with a lot of wonderful people. Jay's lasting legacy will be that he showed us tangibly God's heart of justice and compassion for our community. And may that always stay the foundation of OC United, and may it continue far beyond any of our time here, is putting on display what God really cares about and who he cares about and how he cares. And Jay has done that. He lives it all the time, and it has been transformative to me, to anyone who knows him, to our community. And no one deserves this award more than Jay, and we are so grateful. I'm just so grateful to have learned from him and gotten to be a part of his journey for the last 10 years.
What's up, Dad, and everybody else watching this video? Congratulations on the Kindness Award. Some quick praise. I just wanted to say that recently you lent me that book, What If Jesus Was Serious About Justice? And in my reading so far, I was immediately struck with two thoughts. The first thought was a personal conviction. The second thought was a thought about you. And that thought was, damn, my dad is someone that takes justice very seriously. I bring this up because in order to enact the level of justice that this book outlines, that was originally preached and outlined by Jesus, requires a level of kindness that our society would see as radical. That kind of kindness is the kindness that requires sacrificing time, embracing inconvenience, and constantly being postured towards loving others. It's wild to think about that growing up, I was constantly being taken to your next service project and being told that if I helped trim this person's overgrown plants for the next 5 hours, then I could earn an M&M McFlurry. To nowadays, talking about how to utilize government funding to provide free and accessible services like therapy to individuals in the community. I know you've never cared too much about receiving rewards, and knowing you're probably thinking about the next act of service you got coming up, or what the next projects will be for Love Fullerton. But I hope you hear and truly feel appreciated and praised tonight, because you have exemplified what it looks like when somebody takes the kind of justice Jesus preached seriously. Your work has facilitated a flourishing community that cares and fights for the type of justice that brings heaven here to earth. You're an inspiration, a motivation, an amazing father figure to myself and to so many. Congratulations on the Kindness Award, and keep producing that contagious kindness that you always have. Love you.
Yeah, kindness to me is, I think, pretty simple. It's just treating every person with dignity and respect. So like for me in my day, that might look like a man experiencing homelessness who comes into our welcome center and just needs a cup of coffee, maybe needs a pair of shoes, maybe needs to just sit on the couch and take a nap because the world out there is pretty hard for them. But it's seeing that person and recognizing that they matter and that their story is significant. So I listen to that person and I care about that person. And I might also be that day meeting with the chief of police. And it's the same thing. I want to treat both of those people the same. I want to listen to both and treat both with that same care and dignity and respect, and hearing them out and recognizing that everyone has value and belongs.